Palm Springs. This is a Hulu movie that was just released starring Andy Samberg. This is one of them time loop movies. Person falls asleep, they wake up, and it's the same day. Whoa! Whoa! And hilarity and sodomy ensues, and wacky hijinks, which I've talked very many times on here already, is something that I love. This movie's been getting really positive reviews. 94% on Rotten Tomatoes as of the time of this recording. That is the same rating that The Dark Knight has. Need I remind you? A lot of people really digging on it. I've seen it. It's fine. Yeah, it's an alright little movie. It's one of those movies that, you know, do I think it's great or even that good? Not necessarily, but like its heart is so clearly in the right place, and there is a real charm to all these performances, and even to the story to a certain extent that, like, even despite how raunchy it is, there's a level of inoffensiveness to it that I did end up kind of enjoying. I'll start off with the positives. I like these performances. Andy Samberg. I like Andy Samberg, man. I like the fact that he's grown as a performer. I liked him back when he was on SNL as kind of this juvenile, you know, white rapper type, and now he's grown up. I think both as a writer and as a performer, and I think he has a lot of charisma here. Kristen Milioti, I believe her name is. She was on How I Met Your Mother. How Did I Meet Your Mother? I never did, because I've never watched that show, but I've heard it's okay, and she's good in this. And their chemistry together, that's what carries this movie, is that they are really genuinely good together, and you like watching those two on screen. J.K. Simmons, the god, J.K. Simmons, Michigan native, one of the great actors of our time, gave maybe the best performance of the last decade in my favorite movie of the last 10 years, which is Whiplash. Shows up here, has a small part. He's a professional actor. He does his job, does it better than almost anybody else, and he gets out of there. Obviously, you would have liked to have seen more of him, but sadly, you don't. You like these characters. In the first half of the movie, I was like, all right, this is whatever. It's nothing I haven't seen before. But then in the second half, they really get into these characters, their psyche, where they come from, and you get both these people. You understand why they've kind of crossed paths, why they've ended up together. Or do they end up together? Who knows? I'm not going to spoil it. Why would I spoil Palm Springs? God forbid. But you like these two, and you like watching them together, and it carries the movie. And I think that there is more dimension to both of these people than even I expected, and I appreciated that. You know, one of the things with any romantic comedy, which is kind of a genre that I think is kind of dying a little bit, but the one thing you need in a romantic comedy is you need your two leads to have chemistry, and these two do. You enjoy watching them. I didn't find it particularly funny, but there are one or two moments that did make me laugh out loud. I like Andy Samberg's delivery. He has the ability to deliver very straightforward lines and make them very funny. So I didn't find it particularly, you know, gut-bustingly hilarious like some people did, but it made me chuckle and even laugh out loud hard a few times. Moving on to the negatives, I don't like this premise, and I know a lot of people do, but I don't even like a movie like Groundhog Day that much. I just feel like a premise like this, it's very similar to time travel. It just opens up endless plot holes, and you don't, even the best film doesn't have the ability to explain that, and I know there's gonna be a lot of people who are gonna disagree with me with that take, but I'm sorry. If you sit down with me, I will explain to you almost beat for beat why this premise is insanely stupid and completely contrived. Now, they make it work as well as they possibly can, and I give them credit for that. Like I said, there's a few moments that did make me laugh pretty hard, but for the most part, a majority of the jokes fell fairly flat. It's one of those movies, I watched a movie recently, Big Time Adolescence, which I know a lot of people love, that was kind of like this, where this movie, like, all the way through, it's never bad. There was never a moment I cringed, there was never a moment I hated it, but just the whole way through, I'm like, yeah, this is surface level good, and I don't understand what is going on lately. How do 94% of people like this movie? Like, I don't really understand that. I don't understand the glowing reviews for a film like this, because it's so simple, and that's fine. Small and simple can be great. Like I mentioned, Whiplash is one of my favorite movies of all time. That's a very simple, small scale premise, but it feels big when you're watching it. Here, you know, it's surface level. It's fine. It does its job. I was never bored watching it. But for the most part, I don't think I'd ever really watch it again. But I would say, overall, I enjoyed the film. It's so inoffensive. Its heart is in the right place. You like these characters enough that I was able to watch it, and I never felt bored. I did enjoy it a lot more than I didn't, and I would even recommend that people go on Hulu and watch it this weekend. It's fine. It ain't gonna make my top 10 list, but it does its job. 6 out of 10. You know, inoffensive, fairly heartwarming, good performances. There's good things about it. Give it a watch this weekend if it's raining during the afternoon. You might even enjoy it. I bet a lot of people will enjoy this more than I did. I guess I'm just a snooty, snobby critic. When in doubt, pinky out. She puts on airs. You can follow me on Twitter at Castellani2014. The link to my Twitter bio is in the description of this video. Click that like button. Click that subscribe button. Let's get to 1,000. Woo! We're in the money. We rolling bitches and hoes. What up? Chicka, chicka, chicka. What? All right. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe. Spread the word. Let's get those numbers up. I will see you guys later. Peace and happiness.